Hello, priest, and welcome back to Krown's magical crypto cave. Also, why are you racist?
Whoa! Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. There's the video. There it is. We're back at it. Bear Jesus has come back once again, bearing red dildos in both hands. But before we get into that, in a more sincere tone, one of our commenters in the stream this morning has said, Wayne Frankham, let's just hope this doesn't start off with racist Krown again today. Why he hate Asians so much? Probably can't use chopsticks. In other news, Bull Jesus has prepared another prayer.
Praise Elon Musk. Sir, say something about the Bitcoin market praise is very deep, and many people you a flower, waiting for you tweet to increase market of crypto. Please say something at Michael Saylor and see the Binance.
Hey! I don't hate Asians, man. I love Asians. And, well, I mean, I don't think that you should just say that you blanket love everything, because there's probably going to be good and bad people of every, race, creed, and shapes and sizes. Let's just judge people on their own merits. How about that? Yes, I think that's a good idea. Let's judge people by the content of their character. Yeah, that's it. Anyways, we have plenty to talk about today. Bitcoin fading the bounce, and we actually have some, I actually do want to bring this back in a little more sincere tone right now, because this is actually a rather important day right now. The way that Friday did close is very, very telling. And while I do think that Bitcoin is relatively close, all things considered, from the $6,000 all-time high to where we're at right now, I do believe that we still have a little bit more displeasures to go here based off of that Friday closure. So with that said, into the Krown chain application we go. Let me just make sure that everything is working over here. It looks like it is working over here, except for the Binance chart. The chart's so fucked up, it's not even populating on the Krown chain application. It's off the fucking charts. It can't even be found over here. It's so crazy. It's so much red dildos. They don't even know what to do with it. Just imagine some scientists reading this off. It's like, oh my god, it's fucking stupid shit. Anyways, okay, yes, actually, seriously, this actually is really, really important right now. This is an emergency broadcast. Anyways, Bitcoin dominance shooting back up. So what do we say over the last couple weeks here? As Bitcoin comes down to that macro range below 40%, just below 40%, that is the macro bounce area, and that was essentially the greatest timer of that major move down. Now, with that said, I imagine that the next major high on the Bitcoin dominance chart will correlate with this market actually very likely bottoming out and getting momentous moves to the upside once again. Problem is, that's could be far away. Hey, what's up, Josh? There he is, Mr. Generous Josh. By the way, Josh, I think you're going to be right, man. I think you're going to be right. And credit to you, my friend. Very much credit to you. Trading this market absolutely perfectly. Anyways, fear ingredient is back down to a 12 right now. Technically speaking, we were lower a couple days ago after the big bad red dildo party, but 12 pretty damn bad itself. And while this is going to be more or less a general area of saying, hey, we are getting relatively close here, it is still cautionary times. I want to be really fucking directly clear right now. And I actually just want to kind of supersede everything else that I'm going to say to begin with, because I see a lot of people in this market thinking that, trading, investing is this is the time to be fucking risking the knife catch. Look, as a trader, even as a trader, I'm not looking to hold, as we said yesterday and the day before, I am not, as a trader, one of my rules, I do not hold long-term longs as long as Bitcoin is in a downtrend, even on the lower term timeframes. Bitcoin, even on the 4-hour, has never even entered into an uptrend since its dump really began on that lower high at about $59,000. That is fucking important. Until Bitcoin puts in at least a higher low and preferably a higher high as well on the 4-hour, there is no even discussion. There's no even interpretation of myself taking a long-term long. Now, this is a trader's paradise, personally speaking, because we do have massive ranges. Bitcoin's incredibly fucking volatile, as is the rest of the market, and there's a lot of opportunity on the table right now as well. But that comes with taking it off the table as well. Even if you are long-term bullish on this one right now, which I actually am long-term bullish on it, like macro style, I am bullish on it. I do think that Bitcoin will make new all-time highs, probably even later this year, maybe next year, something like that. Overall, I don't think that this is just going to V bottom out. If Bitcoin was going to V bottom out, it would have actually happened on that last low from 30,000 on the bounce to 42,500. What happened instead? We just got another lower high, even on the lower fucking time frames. That was its chance. Now I do look at this as extremely, extremely likely to put in one of those 2 to 3 month long basing formations on the lows, reaccumulate, and then maybe around later this summer, we do see another try to the upside. But this was incredibly fucking telling the way that Friday did close. close. So I wanted to do a live stream today. It's actually a little bit of an emergency, and that is why I wanted to do, and that's why I wanted to get on right now. Anyways, all jokes aside, open interest coming down a little bit as well. So we are still seeing longs unravel their positions here. We still haven't seen like a macro bearish signal here. But again, does macro bearish mean anything when you can come down like fucking 50%? No, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't really, except it does still, open up the long term as, long-term continuation. That's still my opinion on this market, but long-term continuation can still come with another major downside move. Anyways, top 10 best coins, top 10 worst coins. We see almost nothing in the green except for Horizon. And then other than that, even the stable coins posting slightly negative gains right there too. Slightly negative gains. That makes no sense. Anyways, Binance USD, the only one that's even slightly holding its own. Anyways, top 10 worst coins. We got OKB, Huobi token, Bakery token, Maker, Thorchain, Sushi Swap, Terra, Compound, Aave, and Venus all getting slacked, as is most of this market. I mean, these are down phenomenally just phenomenally. We like all of these are about 30% or more. That's fucking insane. That's fucking insane. Now, again, I'll quote Mr. Joe 007 because I think he said something rather profound the other day. Look, you should not be asking yourself, why is my shitcoin down 30% in one day? Why did it go up 2,000% in a few months there? That's the real question right now. So I would, I would really strongly consider something like that because that is rather telling in and of itself. Anyways, I also brought up a couple of other market analytic tools that I will get into a little bit later. I want to be looking at call put ratios. I want to be looking at the options market because it is, well, rather suggestive right now too. Anyways, into the mark data tab we go here for the Krown Chain application. And by the way, I should let you know you can find the Krown Chain application for free, and it is also available on mobile as well, although there are a few issues on the mobile, but we are pushing hot fixes on them. Actually, in the it might have already been done. It might even be coming. If not, then probably coming this weekend. But overall, you can get it for free, and the link's in the description below. Anyways, okay, yes. So here we go. This is why I wanted to get on today, and this is why I really want to actually dial this down. It's going to be a little bit easier to see in our price action charts, but I will reference it right here. This was very obviously a Wyckoff distribution top. We identified that, especially on this May 11th, May 12th region right here. Confirmation was a couple days later on May 14th. Problem with this is that if you are looking at this as Wyckoff distribution, well, what happens after distribution? You get the fucking throwback. And where was our throwback? Not here, not here. It was right fucking here. That was confirmed on the rejection. And that was the really, really important thing that just happened within the last, I guess, like, 4-6 hours or so. So I do look at that as extremely telling. Open interest also still coming down as well. So I do still look at this as longs unraveling their positions. Again, take that as you will. But funny rate has come back down, back around parity. It looks like. Let's see what the data says, and the data is actually very revealing over here. Femex, you are drunk. Stop it. We see OKX, Bybit, BitMEX, Huobi, and Binance all posting negative rates. Yes, this is going to be a signal that things probably are closer to a bottom than they are not, or at least short-term, medium-term bottom, which can produce some pretty nice some pretty nice bounces. Bitcoin will bounce around here, and it can bounce thousands of dollars. It's very fucking tradable right now, but I don't think it's very investable right now, to be honest with you. So overall, I would be looking at that as an indicative signal that Bitcoin, the next time it comes down to like the next major level, I probably would be looking for a decent bounce off that as well. But overall, it is pressure down on the whole. Anyways, into the price action charts we go. I want to start this one off with some sombering details today. Okay, first and foremost, it worked very well on the way to the upside, and I'd be looking for it to operate the same way on the downside too. CME did close the weekly below, or actually, well, not the weekly, but the daily below at the end of the week yesterday, below the bottom side trend band. As long as that condition is met, I look at this as trend in motion, and I look at this as likely to continue. At some point, yes, it will not, but as seen as we had our chance right there to put in a hammer dildo on volume, and then the next day it droops back down below, that is typically going to be a continuation signal. We see the 20 simple cross on the downside of the 55, not a death sentence by any but not really a cross that I could pay too much attention to, but it does it does put the long-term trend on the downside as well, of course. Anyways, bringing up momentum oscillators. we still see MACD histogram increasing on momentum to the downside. Yes, I do think that, it's very, very likely to loosen up a little bit soon, but still that would imply perhaps another downside move coming into open of next week. And we do still not see the one big thing that I really want to see in order to start to trade with confidence to the upside. There's two things that I'm realistically looking for to trade with confidence to the upside and perhaps hold some long-term longs. We already discussed one of them. I want to see a higher low and preferably a higher high. I want to see a fucking uptrend even on the lower term time frame. That'd be great. 4 hour would be, it's not asking for much, but we still don't even have that. So put things into perspective here. On top of that, we do not have the hash ribbons buy signal either. This one is actually continuing to diverge from itself. So we have looked at this as essentially an indication of when to start to maybe, looking for risk on positions once again, perhaps for, long-term hodl. Actually, traditionally speaking, it would be a long-term hodl. And as you can see right here, they're actually just diverging. So it is, it still will be a possibility, but until we get that blue buy signal, there's just no talk in my lexicon about defining something as a major low. Is there, are the puzzle pieces in place? Yes, there are several puzzle pieces in place, but this is a humongous one, and I would be very, very confident saying that until we get a blue buy signal, I would not be looking for anything resembling, I would not be looking for long-term risk on to the upside. I want to be very, very directly clear with that. Yes, I do think that we're close. Yes, I do think that Bitcoin is, it's not going to die at the end of the day, or at least very unlikely to die, but it can have some more downside displeasures, and I imagine that even another downside move to 30,000 bucks can probably wash out a good amount of people thinking that they bought the low, which they might have actually even bought the low, but at the end of the day, if it comes back down and scrapes that low and you're over leveraged, well, then your low just became a liquidation now, didn't it? Anyways, so looking at this right here, I do want to dial this back in on CME. So yes, we discussed the daily closure on Friday. Let's look at how the weekly closed as well on CME. Obviously, it's going to be breaking the 21 on CME as well, which is not as big of a deal to me right now as it is the bottom side trend band here on the weekly. I still do look at this as a nice basing off of basing area. Very rarely has Bitcoin ever even trended below it on the weekly here, of course. Now we don't have a whole hell of a lot of history on CME, but on regular spot price action charts we do, and there's really only one time where Bitcoin's actually put in a little bit of a trend below it, and that was this area right here, where it's been about 3 weeks trending below it. All of the times that it actually has tagged the bottom side trend band, it has been bouncy bounce territories. Sometimes it trades a little bit sideways there, but as you can see right here, this was coronavirus dump time obviously, and then a couple times in the past as well on 2014 to 2015, right here, and right here. All of those were essentially good basing areas. So I do think that we're close, yes, but I do think that right now is a bit of a risky time on the whole. Now, does that mean that lower term timeframes can't bounce around aggressively? No, of course they can. I mean, Bitcoin, as you very likely know, if you've been in this market even for like a week now, it moves fucking aggressively here. So looking at the short term timeframes right now, do I want to look at this chart, or do we want to look at a different chart? Bitcoin can very easily pop back up to 40,000 bucks. Can you not fucking smash your goddamn bowl? Anyways, Elsa's having some. God fucking hell! Stop! Seriously, stop! God damn. Anyways, looking at this right here, Bitcoin can bounce up all the way to 40,000 bucks, and it's still just another lower high. This is the problem with what happened in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin confirmed yet again another lower high on the short-term time frames. So now we can move down the point of failure, or the point of continuation, if you will, from 45,500, which we had before, to now 41,500 reach. And it does move the ball a little bit, but that would obviously imply that if I want to trade with confidence with holding longs to the upside, I do not, I do not even consider that until we actually have, an uptrend. And that means that Bitcoin has to trade above this region right here and simultaneously put in something resembling a higher low, which we do not have. In fact, we have a lower low right now. So the question becomes, what are we even looking like on the short-term timeframes? Well, it's quite somber in here as well. We do see 4-hour SMI ticking down. Now it's not in the bearish buy zone here just yet, but obviously fading that bounce and already getting down to the zero read while Bitcoin is on its lows is not a sign of strength right now. Again, this thing can very easily rally back up to even 39,000 bucks, and that is just another lower high. That is a fucking massive move, though. That's a $3,000 move, and a $3,000 move is always a $3,000 move. So fair enough. As a trader, this is perfect. This is amazing. This is like heaven right now. As an investor, or as I imagine a lot of people who are new into this game, this is perhaps very damning, as we all have this very romantic idea of this asset. Yes, this asset that number only go up. Unfortunately, that is just untrue. Okay, so I want to dial this one in a little bit more now. I want to talk about this as a Wyckoff top, and I really want to follow in on this because I do believe that Wyckoff is incredibly important to understand market cycles. This is a classic Wyckoff top right here. We identified this as a possibility at around $54,000. That was earlier in May, and then we said confirmation right here on the lower on this failed bounce attempt on the 12th and 13th of May, and that was your big first major markdown. What happens after the markdown? After the markdown, you get the throwback. And where was our throwback? It wasn't here, wasn't fucking here until we got down to $30,000. Bitcoin bounces up, what about I guess like 20%, 30%. Or hold on, it actually bounced up a little more than that. I mean, this was just a fucking phenomenal one now, wasn't it? Okay, I'm way off, man. My mental math is terrible today. 45% actually, and faded almost immediately over the next couple days. Not a good signal. So what happens after your throwback? Well, then very likely another markdown phase, and then we get to play the game as is this redistribution or do we see accumulation? I still do think there's a strong probability of Bitcoin putting in a reaccumulation phase somewhere around low $30,000 region. Could that come with a very fast and hopefully painless drop just below $30,000? Yeah, possible. Definitely possible. I definitely keep my eyes open for that. But right now, it's the CME chart that I'm really watching. And until this one even just comes back above the bottom side Toronto band, I think that this is incredibly fucking risky for holding long-term longs. I'm only looking at short-term trades right here. Looking at the daily, of course, we do still see that daily DMI minus is still dominant. ADX is getting way the fuck up there. So we are at extremes, to be fair. Like we're very likely at extremes. I don't think that this has too much further down to go before we do find like a major low at the very least. But as you can see right here, all of these ADX signals on the 75 and above have essentially been major pivots in the market, both to the upside and the downside, barring a couple more that were just a little bit above there. I mean, this one over here in 2018 was just so fucking nasty. So things can get worse, obviously, yes, but it would be a little bit more of a sign in the hopium department there for potentially putting a bottom at like somewhere around low $30,000 region. So fair enough. Anyways, as it stands, what else do we have over here? We do see daily MACD still continues to the downside. It is losing momentum right here, but I want to see something resembling that divergence perhaps on this. That would be another obvious signal for looking for a greater bounce, maybe even a reversal as well. But we just don't have that just yet. And that's naturally going to take some time. It doesn't, it's not like a necessarily bad signal that it hasn't happened just yet. Just it's naturally going to take some time, obviously. Anyways, go over here to the 12-hour as well, and let's see what we got. Yeah, 12-hour, very obvious. So if we are looking at this as a Wyckoff distribution top, which I think it works out just about perfectly. We did hit the measure move on it as we identified. I think it was a week ago. I said $35,000. We got down to $30,000. So fair enough on that. Technically speaking, it would be, if you're going for like the very aggressive one on it, it would be pointed a little bit lower, somewhere around $26,000. I do think that Bitcoin could really start to come into some actual bottoming territory right here, to be fair. But with the throwback, there comes another target on top of that as well. And that would be this area right here. So we have a nice little consolidation, right? Between about 41 or let's call it $42,000 to the upside versus about 36,000 bucks to the downside. Just doing some bad mental math, you can already identify or probably guess what the target's going to be. It's going to be something like this, just kind of the width of the range, and that would be down around low $30,000 region, just below 31,000 actually. So I'm actually going to mark this area off right here, and I'll do something like this. And so I'm starting to see like some relevant zones to the downside is what I'm trying to say, but I don't think that we're there just yet. Does it look like Bitcoin wants to put another short-term bounce here? Perhaps yes. I mean, actually, it actually kind of does look like it wants to put another short-term time frame bounce here. Yeah, again, anywhere up to $40,000 is fair game, but as long as it's below $42,000, it's just another lower high. It's in my opinion really time to be careful here. This is not the time to be like risking the fucking house or anything anything like that. I really strongly believe that. I want to be so damn clear about this because I just see so many fucking people wrecking themselves unnecessarily and they don't need to. Personally speaking, if this is a Wyckoff distribution top right here, which again, I think that it works out just about perfectly, then what you can expect after the actual lows, you can expect another reaccumulation phase. This is not going to be a V bottom out of here. That ship has already sailed. That would have happened right from that $30,000 low that we already hit if it was going to happen. Instead, it was a rejection. So what would I be looking for right here? I'd be looking for like a 2 to 3 month long consolidation phase on the lows, which Bitcoin does have a damn good history of doing, as we can see on the greater timescales. I mean, this was about a 3 month long consolidation at the highs already. Bitcoin just seems to love that number for whatever reason. But we see a 3 month long consolidation right here, continuation phase, 3 month long consolidation on the lows in a kind of a sloppy way before continuation to the upside as well. Month long consolidation right here, major consolidation right here, about 3.5 months, I believe, on the 2018-2019 lows, as you can see, before that next major move to the upside. 3 month long consolidation right here before the big move from 6,000 to 3,000. We do see obviously in this area right here from 2015 to the beginning of the 2016 rally. That was about 3 month long consolidation as well. And then we have one again over here in 2012 precipitating this major run. So Bitcoin does have a good history of doing that, as it does start to trade back down around here. What is going on over here? What is going on over here? Hearing sounds all the way around. Morning Krown, thank you for touching on Wyckoff. With more institutions moving into Bitcoin space, is this confirmation of their influence on the market? Okay, so Wyckoff is typically does come in within the context of like an institution, but it's not necessarily that it has to be an institution. It just has to be someone with like humongous amounts of supply. So, in this market, there are, old whales from way back when, they started probably like prior to 2013. They probably have like tens of thousands of Bitcoin. They can definitely play into that, but it doesn't necessarily need to be an institution. It just needs to be a big player with a lot of supply. They are the kind of people who can actually put in these sort of tops, and they're designed to get you on the wrong side of the trade. So it's a pretty classic stuff. I think it's really, really worthwhile, especially if you're a long-term investor. I'm not a long-term investor, although I do hold, just a stack of Bitcoin that I never sell. I basically just, go for my trading profits into there, as I don't necessarily need to pull it back into US dollars, at least for now, until we get a little bit poorer over here. But yeah, I do think that it's incredibly powerful stuff, and it's very much, it would be very, very useful for maybe even any sort of a trader, because you can't identify these on any time scale, but the ones on the higher term timeframes like daily plus, these are the ones that you have to pay attention to because they do produce these absolutely monstrous moves. So it did overshoot my $35,000 target. That's fair enough. That can obviously happen, and new things do occur, and so this is why I'm starting to revise things a little bit lower here. I know that that's going to probably sound sour to some of the people over there, who are like, but you said $30,000 low. It's like, look, I still think it's possible. I just think Bitcoin probably retests. I just think Bitcoin probably retests it. So if you really like it, you can probably get it again. But as a trader, you always have to be adherent to new information, of course. Anyways, Kubeski Osmond says, Krown, sir, BNB USD. Please, sir, shitcoins a little bit later. I'd really appreciate it if we did shitcoins a little bit later. We can definitely talk about them, but I want to get through Bitcoin first because we've only really been on this chart thus far, and there's a few other things to discuss. Okay, so lower term timeframes on our regular charts. What do we see? We do see TSI turning down once again. I mean, this is so fucking weak right here. It's just ridiculous. We're even hitting the same trend line that we identified a few days, or I guess it wasn't on this chart, maybe this chart. Show it to me. Hey, bastard, are you not saving my trend lines anymore? All right, well, something like this. So we are rejecting this once again. TSI pretty damn good. I really do love this indicator. Hidden bearish divergence, but that was yesterday. That was giving us the bias that Bitcoin was going to come back down to about $36,000. Obviously, that target did get overshot as well, but on a closing basis, actually did work out incredibly well. So I'm actually quite proud of that one. But overall, what I'm looking for now is I want to see another two major signals print in unison with the other two things that we spoke about. I want to see on the daily, I want to see this get an official 100 percentile right here. We are actually printing that right now as it is on spot price action. CME is not there just yet, and CME chart does matter the most in my opinion. CME chart is really fucking high. It's about 90 percentile, but seeing as it doesn't trade over the weekend, we're not gonna be able to, see that obviously happen. The earliest that it can happen is maybe like Monday or Tuesday, and at that point, I do think that it will happen. A lot of the time after, this is classic traditional market knowledge right here. Classic traditional market knowledge knowledge that I'm about to share. That sounds like really self-aggrandizing, but just let me get through it. Sorry, but hopefully that doesn't come off in like a fucking ridiculous way. Okay, when you close poorly on a Friday in traditional markets, which CME, I essentially look at as Bitcoin, trading on traditional market scale, in kind of in a way. When you close badly on a Friday, typically speaking, over the weekend, people panic. People look to sell coming into Monday. Monday, you make your lows. Tuesday, you actually put in something potentially resembling a reversal. The old saying is reverse or turnaround Tuesday, right? So I do think that we probably do see continuation, maybe sometime on Monday, down to low $30,000, and then I'd be looking for either a low at around very very low $30,000, or perhaps another actual major stab down to the fucking 4chan target, which maybe $26,000 does get tagged. Possible, yes, but I'd like to see I'd like to see just below 31,000 first, and then go from there. Let's see, what else do we want to talk about right here? Yeah, daily on CME. I mean, yes, daily RSI is getting way the fuck down there, but it can always go lower, bro, as you know. And in this case right here, I really want to see some sort of bullish divergence. That's that would be another big tick in the category of major low in progress, but we just don't see that right now. And I mean, again, keep in mind, Bitcoin bounced up like $13,000 off the current lows and just continued on with downtrend. I mean, we're dealing with humongous ranges here, humongous fucking ranges. So do not get seduced by these, or at least I would strongly caution against getting seduced by these absolutely massive moves. They're lovely to trade, but if you're looking to be an investor right now, I think that this is very, very risky here, or at the very least, I think that there's a strong likelihood you will get your chances a bit lower. And for what it's worth, I'd actually be looking for myself, as well. I'm in no rush to do this. I think that this is going to take, some time. I think this is going to take probably 2 to 3 months after hitting the actual low. You're probably going to see another reaccumulation phase, similar to what you saw back on over here. Typically speaking, they're about the same time, similar to what we saw in 2018 over here. You see this ascending triangle on the lows from July to October, November. That was what, about, it actually really started right here at about September to November. So about 3-4 months. Same thing over here. You see your accumulation lows from December all the way to March. So about 3-4 months right there as well. So my point is that you can expect something relatively similar to that. And, maybe that could line up with about the end of summer. Personally speaking, that's what I do think will happen. I think you'll see probably something like I have charted out right here. Whether the low is something like this at about just around 30,000 or 31,000 bucks, or whether it really fucking drops out the bottom right here and shits itself down to 26,000 bucks. I don't have a strong opinion on that. I take that one step at a time. I know that's not what people want to hear. People want the fucking crystal ball, but I do not have one. There is not a crystal ball that I'm aware of that exists in this world, unfortunately. But in this case right here, yeah, most things do point to further downside. Now, I want to bring up something that I have not shown on this channel ever, in fact. And at some point, we're going to have this on the Krown Chain application as well. We're going to have a better version of it too. But for right now, we're going to be using coin options track, which is essentially just, giving a bunch of data on the options market. This is very telling right here. Put call ratio is still in favor of calls. Not fucking good, man. That's not how you see markets bottom. That's not how you see fucking markets bottom. In my experience, I can't think of a single time where I actually saw markets bottom on a skew towards call ratios there. Just not good. And this is like, not 0.64, doesn't sound like much. It is a lot. It is actually a lot. Open interest is coming down, significantly. We do want to see that. Yes, that's good. But are we at the precipice just yet? I don't think so. Let's see which strikes have the most open interest. Okay, so $50,000 strike put buyer. They are rich as fuck now. Oh my God, this person just printed hundreds of millions of dollars. It looks like absolutely insane. And this person who bought the $80,000 call strike, they are out all the premium, baby, all the fucking premium. So all the people looking for this $250,000 target this year, for whatever reason, I don't know why that became a meme within this market. I think that's just extremely unlikely to happen. I do still think 6 digits can definitely happen in Bitcoin. Maybe even later this year, perhaps next year. But I do think it's very likely actually, but not this summer, man. This market went just straight to the fucking upside. I think it's very much relevant to be looking for some downside here. Let's see, is there anything else that I want to talk about right here? Put call ratio in the last 24 hours is just 1-to-1. Okay, that looks a little bit better. We're getting closer there. I want to see puts start to really drastically outweigh the calls though. I want to see the puts get like, you know, 1.5 in favor of puts there. But I really want to see this on like the whole, on the whole down here. Now we're starting to see it trend up in favor on the short term for the 24 hour, but we're not there just yet. It is starting though. It is starting. So that is good. Anyways, have we gone through pretty much everything that I want to talk about? Nope. A couple more things over here. All right, so let's go over to our tertiary charts. We got the caretaker STC over here, which is telling us all sorts of things you probably don't want to hear. All right, so he is showing some signs of slowdown here. I do like it when you see this get down towards this bottom side targeted region. That's typically going to be a short-term bottoming area, but that typically does incite that you are going to test around that region as well. He's actually showing 26,500 as a buy area right now, and targeting about $38,000 from that. Pretty damn good stuff. I mean, just in line with this target right here. Should also be denoted that daily Stokes are technically up right now, but any sort of a closure below 33.4, and we go back down. Let's see what CME have already done. Yep, and guess what? We did close below 36,365, so this will continue down coming into Monday open. I think 12-hour is doing what? Oh, motherfucker, you got to be kidding me. So 12-hour actually popped up. It's around the edge of the bearish control zone, and Bitcoin just came back down to the bottom side of the range, essentially closing on new lows to close out Friday. That's not a good signal. Let's see what the 4-hour says. 4 hours already coming down as well. Jesus fucking Christ, long we're below $41,000. Not fucking good. Elsa, why are you laughing? There's no laughing in this. People are losing a shit ton of money, and you think it's funny? You think it's funny games? Oh, you think it's just a fucking unicorn market, huh? You think that this isn't real? Elsa became an Ethereum investor, and she saw her Ethereum go from 2,500 to 4,400, and she's like, this is cool, getting all excited. And then yeah, I want to hear what's up. There you go. That's right. You know, you should listen to that guy. He's obviously buying right now. He doesn't like what I have to say, but hey, fair enough, man. This was the same shit in 2018. You know, I understand that people do not like to hear bearish things. I totally get that. You know, I understand that it hurts. You know, these sorts of things. Look, man, I don't take it personally from you, whoever you are. It is what it is, but these are markets, and this is the game, and this is an unfortunate reality for you. Sorry, I couldn't help myself there. But no, you know, hopefully at the very least can be a bit of a learning experience. You know, looking at 2-day, 3-day over here momentum, still remain to the downside as well. I mean, this is not popping up anytime soon. 49,400 on the 3-day, 2-day showing 36.5 as a pivot point as well. A little bit closer to that, obviously, but that's not closing today, I believe, or is it? Oh no, it is closing today. I don't know, maybe if we do bounce back up above that level, maybe we get another short-term bounce back up to like $39,000. But overall, I do think that this is incredibly risky right now. Let's see, 12-hour. This is also quite damning as well. I do not like this. 450-ish region right here. Right at the edge of the bearish control zone now. If this does start to turn down again, yes, I'd be looking for another swipe of about the $31,000 to $30,000 low at the very least. Very likely another short-term, medium-term bounce there. Could it be a major low? I do think it's possible that, you know, I have basically two major targeted regions right now. Just below $31,000, and then, you know, if that fails, I'd look for a bounce at 28, but I don't think that's going to be the low. I think you're going to see down to about 26, 25. Just as Josh said, man, you know, Josh, you did it yourself, my friend. You did it yourself. You know, Josh actually messaged me he messaged me like a few days ago, and he said, I think this one's going to $26,000. And I said, give it a chance to bounce first. Maybe this one's actually is a low. I think you're going to start to be a little bit more right, or at least we get another try to the downside here. But you know, this is still looking pretty damn nasty. 12 hours starting to print some, you know, more critical reads right there, as it should be. Daily, definitely there as well. Okay, let's see, what about the 2-day and 3-day? 2-day and 3-day, really not that close actually, which is rather concerning as well. So, you know, expect major ranges. Expect a lot of whippy washy behavior here. But you know, as long as the trend is down, even on the short term time frames, I'd express like very critical. What's it called? Critical. I just express critical. Like, be fucking safe. Be fucking safe, please. Look. I don't think this is the time to be a goddamn hero. You know, it's time to be a trader right now. It's time to be a trader, not a hero. And you can be a hero later. I just don't think that there's a major rush to do such right now. All right, we'll get to some shitcoin analysis here. We got Kubeske Osman says, Krown, sir, BNB, USD, 1 hour and 4 hour. Hey, man, appreciate that. Been watching since Bear 2018 days. Yeah, man, for the people who've been around here since 2018, this is probably very familiar to you. And welcome back. Remember, what did we say in, what, sir, are you okay over there? You okay? Else is having a laugh attack right now. Oh, yeah? All right.
Most annoying laugh I've ever heard in my life.
Jesus. All right. Well, this person is having a very good day, it sounds like. All right. Looks like I can't bring up BNB. Is my trading view broken here? Come on, trading view. Don't fuck me now. Come on, trading view. All right, let's try this chart over here. Maybe we have luck with this one. Trading view must be lagging up here too due to all the volatility. All right, there we go. Okay, so you're looking at BNB. You're looking at very low term timeframes right here. Daily, I mean, daily is kind of doing the same thing as Ethereum right now, trending below the bottom side trailing band. I do think you're going to see some basing somewhere around like low 230, 250-ish region overall, but that's a daily. That's not what you're asking about. Short term, maybe another short term bounce off of like 290 right here, says the 4 hour. We do see, however, momentum is shifting in against your favor there. We do see SMIs turning down right now. It is very fucking critical. It wouldn't really take too much to get another decent bounce attempt on this one, to be fair. But same thing with MACD and same thing with DMI minus, which is actually starting to increase on the ADX once again. So maybe a short-term bounce off that 290 level. Let's see what the hourly says. Yeah, I mean, look, man, it's just a fucking downtrend. It's a downtrend on all time frames. It's a downtrend on all fucking time frames. It's like, even if you do get a bounce off 290, where can you reasonably target? I mean, maybe like 300, 310. But where's your last lower high? 330. So it's extremely risky right now. 4 hour. Lower, operating in lower highs longer below $400. I don't think this is the time for BNB, to be honest with you. See what it looks like on regular charts over here now that we finally fucking loaded them. There we go. Do we see anything resembling bullish divergence here? No. Well, it will put in bullish divergence the next time it confirms a local low, but the unfortunate reality is that we have not confirmed anything resembling a local low. So that's problematic, you might say. All right, let me just make sure that I'm not getting locked into any positions over here. Okay, cool, nice. I'm actually trying to be extremely conservative right now. I'm not looking to scalp this area right now for anyone who's asking, as I kind of see out of the corner of my eye. But yeah, man, 4 hour is just it's really fucking beat up here. It will bounce relatively soon, but I think he's tried down. Well, I mean, it's already almost at that $290 region here. I don't know, maybe another short-term bounce right here, man. But this is droopy. Droopy as all hell. I don't like it, man. I really don't like it right now. Again, look for Bitcoin to set the direction. Bitcoin is like that lead car in NASCAR that kind of sets the tone for the rest of the market. And until Bitcoin really puts in something resembling, even a short-term time frame reversal, you trade at your own peril to the upside on long-term hodls. All right, let's see what else we got, man. Yeah, a lot of mad people today, but hey, fair enough. I totally understand. I don't take it personally if you are gonna spit some hate and vitriol at me. Look, I totally understand. I do totally understand. It's a devastating market right now, and everyone wants someone to get mad at, so it's all good. Meccan, I can take it. I'm like Batman. What's up, Meccan? Good morning to you, man. Good morning to you, brother. Derek M, there he is. Derek M knows this market. Derek M knows this fucking market, baby. He knows this fucking market. He's been here for a goddamn long time. You are one of the OGs of OGs, my friend. LB says, do you think the 3-month BLX chart shows more room for the upside on the RSI or any other oscillators? Okay, so I would actually prefer not to use the BLX chart for this because it's actually marked, I believe, day to day. So what would be better is to use Bitstamp chart. It's going to have almost the same history anyways, and we can look at the same time frame on the quarterly, you say. So the question is, does quarterly show that we have more room to the upside on momentum oscillators? It shows bearish divergence right here is what it shows. Oh my fucking lord, man, if that actually plays out, that would be absolutely devastating. Holy shit. Wow, does it have more room to the upside? I mean, it always has more room to the upside, but what's rather telling right here, to directly answer you, LB, is the lower highs on RSI. Now, these are significantly higher highs on price action as well. So put in perspective, usually on that first double touch for divergence on RSI, I will target at the very least a 10 simple, and if I get 3 drives, I'll almost always target the 21. Problem is, those are incredibly lower here, so let's just not talk about that. People are already mad enough that I'm talking about some bearish shit, but hey, that we gotta fucking call it like we sees it. Other than that, though, there's really not enough history to even populate a lot of momentum oscillators right here, to be fair. Looking at BLX, a little bit more, but as you can see, it's more or less the same, so I don't have anything new to add about that. So to answer your question, I mean, technically, yes. Like, obviously, yes. There's always a possibility, yes, but I think it's kind of telling on the other side, too. Michael Crook says, hey, Krown, I've taken your course. I just want to ask, if you see divergence right now, can you check out Li Auto? Okay, is this like a ticker? LI? Yes, it is. Okay, on NASDAQ. Okay, so we got a real stock right here. Okay, so you're asking if you're seeing divergence right now, can you check out Li Auto on the hourly and 4-hour and daily for pullback? Okay, so you're asking is there bullish divergence, I'm guessing, because this thing's just been beat up to shit, it looks like. Okay, we played a little bit of a move there. Let's go to the daily first. Do we have bullish divergence on the daily? Yes, we do. This low and this low, nice, and much lower lows right there. So yeah, I would be looking for a move probably up to about $21.50. Looking at 4-hour right here, probably plays at a bit of a range short term between 19.25 and where we're at right now. Hourly short term very likely is down, yes, but I would give the daily a bit more of a chance to bounce. Problem with this one is that it is in a longer term downtrend, which I don't necessarily like, but wouldn't take too much to get this one up to about 21.5. Could we then extend targets to like 2023 over time? Perhaps yes. I do think that that's possible. But here we go, baby. Here we go. Bitcoin screaming down now below 35.5. So that low, not looking like a low, my friends. All right, let's get back into it over here. I see you, Lone Sophist. I see Mr. Kazakijian. Good morning to you. Let's see. Where did I leave off here? Okay. All right. We see Abaddynamic. Thanks as always, sir. Hope you have a good weekend. Good night. Good night to you too, man. I was hoping, this would be a weekend where we could get some sleep after a very, very busy week, but unfortunately, Bear Jesus had different plans in mind for us this weekend, and so I actually woke up at 3 a.m. myself just to see the fucking week, just see the daily close, and not very not very inspiring by that one, I'll tell you that. BK says, hey, Krown, can you look at Matic USD on the 4-hour and daily? Yeah. I'm very curious to see how Matic is holding up on this one. Again, probably one of the best charts that we saw coming into this, but is it going to be safe from Bitcoin's downside displeasures? No, I do not think so. Or at least, it's going to hold up relatively well, it looks like. But where's next targeted region going to be on a Bitcoin dumpola? About just below $1, somewhere around like 93 to 95 cents region. I still would give this one a lot of merit in the long term. Like, it does deserve a lot of respect just because of the way that it did, hold up during the first portion of this dump. It acts relatively well, but Bitcoin again sets the tone in this market, and then everything else follows. Short term, I'd probably be looking for a move towards about 111ish region. And probably a little bit of a bouncy bounce there. I mean, we do have a bit of a head and shoulders top, complex head and shoulders top going on right here. Not super obvious, but ultimately, if Bitcoin comes down to like low $30,000, I'd be looking for this one to base somewhere right around 90 cents, give or take a few cents right there. Weekly, do we even have a weekly on this one? Weekly looks toppy AF. Hey, what's up, Ian Terry? Good morning to you, man. Help me familia, says BG. Your familia will be helped out, but there is food stamps and soup kitchens, which is always an option, my friend. Burnt sorry, man. Just a joke, just a bad attempt at humor right there. Burnt Cramp says, Elsa, anyone offended to go watch Tonebase? Yeah, man. Or, well, I don't know. Tonebase probably talked about bearish shit too, but there's a lot of people out there who'll just like be sounding the bullhorns, and if it makes you feel better, I do understand. Like, I'm not even saying that in a facetious way. I understand that like people, they want to lash out when they feel bad, and because I'm the same fucking way, man. I'm the same fucking way. But at the end of the day, man, this is looking for continuation. It looks like to me. Free falling, y'all, says proof of truth. I would agree, my friend. Okay, Nicholas Mutalar says, hey, Krown, what's up, man? Could you please look at LNT? Oh, we got some more real stocks over here. Alien Energy Corporation. Please on daily, potential move to all-time high. Looking very good on the short-term timeframes. Oh, wow. Yeah, very good on the daily. I wouldn't even be looking for a move to the all-time high. I'd probably be looking for a long-term breakout to the upside. This is a very good setup right here. You see long-form accumulation. You see these higher lows over the last couple year, or the last year and a half, it looks like. We do see that BBWP is on its lows right here. Hidden bullish divergence, multiple drives off this current low around your prior all-time high in the context of an ascending triangle right here. Daily TSI about to turn up. Yeah, I would say so. I'd say I'd be looking at a $60 target, and long term I think that's going to actually break to the upside This is a really fucking good chart on the weekly. I know you didn't ask about it, but it deserves a lot of respect in my opinion. So I'd be looking for a move up there, probably, a bit of a pullback after that, and then, perhaps long-term continuation. Micah R says, I can save everyone some time. Everything bears. There you go. Sir, we need to balance it out though, right? you can't just shove the red dildo of death into people and expect them to like that. Anyways, I'm going to take another sippy sip of this water, man. My voice needs a bit of a rest there. There we go. There you go. BNB down to 290. And continuation, motherfucker. Okay, sweet. Let's go see what Bitcoin's doing right here. Oh, Jesus, about to tag 35 again. Dyslexia speaking here. Okay. Jesus, man. Yeah, that is not looking like a picture of health and fitness, you might say. All right, Abbott Dynamics says, also good call on copper. Def topped out and dropped 10%. Nice one, man. Feel good about that one. Yeah, man, I'd imagine that copper's probably not having the best like last there or so, but actually I don't even know what the ticker is, but I suppose that's just a positive comment, so appreciate that, brother. J3F says, Ethereum USD hourly and 4 hours, sir, bruh. Sir, bruh. Yeah, man, let's check it out. What exchange do we want to look at? Maybe we go, well, you're only looking at an hourly and 4 hours, so let's go to BitMEX, I suppose. Ooh. Oh dear load. Yeah, it looks like it's about to break the range right here. You do see some obvious range lows coming in from this, coming in from the initial dump right here. Oh, Jesus Christ, right? This chart's a little bit convoluted. I'm going to redo this chart. I'll keep a long-term chart on my other one. In this case right here, we can just do some really, really simple stuff. We can do something like this. Boom. We do something like this. Make a bit of a zone right here. And that's kind of my breakdown area. Now, just like Bitcoin on the failed throwback attempt, we do have a target off this. We can make a target off this one as well. It'd actually be, I'll take a little bit more of a conservative one. It's got a little bit less bearish, maybe. And let's see what we come up with on this next drop to the downside. That would actually be directly in line with the 200 simple right there. Not looking good, man. Not looking good. Don't like it. Don't like it, sir. Don't like it indeed. Very fucking nasty right there. Now, that obviously is on a confirmed drop, but I'm curious what it's doing on our trending charts here. I know you didn't ask about the daily. But I just want to see if that lines up with anything else. Let's go to the daily right here. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're already trending below the bottom side Toronto band here already. Okay, so failed bounce attempt, then back down. Yeah, that's usually a very conclusive signal. So, yep, I'd be looking for this one to continue as long as that condition is met. Again, at some point it will pop back above, but until that happens, it's just unlikely, I suppose. I know that's not what people want to hear, but fair enough, man. ADX DMI actually fading the DMI minus signal, which is rather interesting there. MACD histogram and SMI histogram continue to increase. Jesus Christ, man, this one just can't get a fucking break here, can it? 12-hour on the bottom side Toronto band as well. This one probably does have a short-term bounce in between, but maybe we just saw that right there. Actually, that did go from 21 all the way to 20. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Hold on. This happened overnight? 20% fucking bounce overnight? What the hell? Jesus fucking Christ. Hidden bearish divergence on that last on that last high around your lows. Usually not gonna be a good sign as well. Hourly TSI turning down. Yes, it's at extremes right here. It's really not gonna take too much to get a bounce on a lot of these ones here, but the question is, does it break this area or not? If it breaks that area, I would be looking for an overall target down to I guess 1650-ish region. We do have a 4-hour death cross coming inbound. Is there any areas of interest along the way? Yes, indeed there is. I'd probably be looking for a little bit of a short-term bounce somewhere right around here. You can see a lot of a lot of liquidity grabs within this region. That's at basically about $2,000 even. In fact, about $2,000 even. So, but let's see. I feel like there's something over here to be doing. Let's see if we can get some in. Anyways, okay, cool. All right. Yeah, a lot of anger in the chats right now, man. Luke T says, Bcash USD, one day, please, brother. All right, let's check it out. Bcash, what's it doing, Mr. Luke T? What's it doing? I'm going to guess it's probably not going up. Oh, what do you know? Another failed bounce, man. Another failed bounce. So let's see what the let's see what that failed throwback target's going to be. Again, for a death cross right there. Very, very similar charts right here. They're all kind of operating like some sort of fractal sense in a way. 530 would be my area. It's really, really beat up here. I would be looking for a bigger bounce from that region, to be fair. And you do see that this region is actually rather relevant towards the long term. That would be the 200 simple once again. And you can see that there's a lot of activity from the prior accumulation phase in February and March. It looks like right around this region here. I can actually make a nice little zone off of it. So anywhere around there, you know, again, this market's incredibly volatile, so you never know where these liquidation whips are going to end. But somewhere in there, I'd be looking for, you know, I'd be looking for something resembling a bounce, and I really like to see a low on these things around that region. If that can happen, I'll start to feel a lot better about this market putting in a low somewhere around like a low $30,000 region. Okay, all right. Never sell when it's oversold unless you want to lose money. Okay, let's discuss that for a second. Okay, so is there such thing as overbought, oversold? Actually, in my experience, I've actually learned that there's never such a thing as overbought, oversold. Let me give you an example right here. Okay, all right. Should we do this? All right, this is going to be a little bit mean. All right, I apologize in advance. Okay, all right, so let's look at what happened when things were oversold on the last major absolute catastrophic drop down from 2018 to 2019, 6,000 to 3,000. Okay. Bitcoin's oversold. The RSI is down around 10.
Bro, Wesley Caldwell, don't you know? The RSI's 10. Can't go fucking lower, bro. It's oversold, and there's no way that this thing is going fucking lower.
Date, November 20th. Price, $44,000.
Bro, are you telling me that after the RSI's low, it can still go lower? By 30 fucking %? God damn it, Wesley! I want a fucking refund! Fuck!
I'm looking for a divergence, man. That's what you want to see. RSI is meaningless in context of like the actual numbers, in my opinion, to be quite honest with you. Yes, it does kind of matter because obviously the higher that you get or the lower that you get, it's going to be more and more difficult to maintain that pressure. But it's divergence that you're looking for. You're looking for a shift or a what's it called? A waning of momentum. That's the idea. That's the idea when you're looking at the RSI. You're looking for waning momentum that can produce a bit of a bounce. In this case, you know, when it's on the same side of the trend, then that's obviously going to be your higher lows in the context of an uptrend, or you know, your lower highs in the context of a downtrend. Unfortunate reality right now is that we're in a downtrend, and and fair enough. I'll just leave it at that. How about that? All right. Lost my place once again. Let's try this. Let's try this back up. Where? There it is. Timothy McDermott. What's up, man? Thank you for your insight. As a hodler, it gives me hope to buy more Bitcoin. Fair enough. It sounds like you have a plan. That's awesome. You know, that'd probably be like my main message, just with anyone in general, is like, have a fucking plan. I'm going to release a video actually probably tonight, on kind of that topic and in like maintaining the plan, more importantly, because this is, you know, while it is painful right now, you know, I do sense a lot of pain, in this market right now. This is time to really be down in those more fundamental things if you are a trader. Let's see. Pablo Stout says, Bonjour, Krown. Bonjour, mon ami. Can you look at Roblox hourly daily? Okay, Roblox. Let's see. Roblox. Where's Ro? Where is Ro? Mr. Rosie's now. Looking good here. Trades in traditional markets popping up to the prior highs on this accumulation range. I don't know if it's ready to roll just yet, but it looks pretty damn good. I think it's possible here. Yes, very fucking close. I do like daily TSI remaining with the bullish momentum. Daily RSI just back into the bullish control zone. I think that this one ultimately will continue onwards and upwards higher. Weekly does say that we actually do continue into next week. What time frames did you look for? Hourly and daily. Hourly, a little bit of sideways around the high is completely fine, but daily, I'd actually be looking for continuation. I do think that it's looking pretty damn good here. Let's see. Regret Everything says, Justin Sun's 600,000 Ethereum almost got wrecked by DEX. What's DEX? You mean like a decentralized exchange? Those are users' funds, not his. Oh my god. Oh my, really? If you don't mind me asking, and I'm not saying that I don't agree with you, I'm just curious, how do you know this? How do you know this information? So what Regret Everything is saying, he says, Justin Sun's 600,000 Ethereum almost got wrecked by DEX. I'm guessing DEX is decentralized exchange. Correct me if I'm wrong. Those are users' funds, not his own. That is gonna lead to a lawsuit. If he got wrecked, Tron will exit scam on users or fork new chain. Classic. Classic. I don't like what it's doing. Fork it. Fork it up, baby. Fork it up, motherfucker. Okay, cool. I'm actually very interested to hear how do you know that? Again, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that is not true. I'm just curious. How do you know that information? China rug pull pattern. I don't know. Is the China rug pull pattern? It does seem like China news continues to run this market here. So perhaps yes. What we're gonna blame the Chinese for this one. The early stream voice is not gonna be interpreted all that well if that's the case. Scott Carney. Oh, Mr. Scott Carney, Mr. Carney. Nice. All right, we're doing this at the perfect timing, my friend. BFARF target if ascending triangle is broken to the upside. All right, let's see. This is Bit Farmer. So this is I'm guessing this is a miner. Okay, if the ascending triangle breaks the upside, what's the target gonna be? Well, the target would be. We can just look at the fibs right here. It'd be around $10 to $11 based off that. Let's see what the width of this range is right here. Problem is, though, if Bitcoin comes down here, it's kind of hard to be bullish on a miner. Similar to like gold. When gold goes down, you don't necessarily get bullish on the miners for what it's worth. But yeah, target would be 10 and a half, $11, but it's nowhere near breaking the upside right now. It is on the bottom side support. We did say that was likely this week, and we did say that it would probably bounce off this support, which I think it's doing right now. Now you get to play the fucking game of, does this bounce fail or not? And it's pretty close to failing, but it's not there just yet. So I play the formation until it gets destroyed to the other side. If it doesn't get destroyed to the other side, I'd look for another move down. First to this low right here at about $3, probably bounce there, and then very likely continuation down to the 200 simple, whatever the fuck that one is. It's like 230, 240ish region. Okay, cool. Let's see. Oh man, losing my places once again on the. Oh no, we actually threw out the comments. So we can get to the regular comments now too. I got TRX's BG. Do you want to look at TRX? We can look at TRX. Sure. Let's see what TRX is doing. I'm actually curious myself. I haven't looked at this one in maybe a year. Looks pretty shitty here. Yeah, I'd be looking for another move overall to like 6 cents maybe over the next week or so. BBWP says that we are getting too extremes, but we're not there just yet. I want to see this hit 100 percentile, nothing fucking less. Nothing fucking less on that one. What about weekly? Pretty decent bounce, to be fair. Long term, I mean, it is. I won't even. I probably shouldn't even comment on this, to be honest with you. If it truly is, if this idea that Justin Sun really is truly responsible for all of this, yeah, I'd expect that Tron is going to get. It's not just nuked, it needs like absolute complete 100% annihilation destruction. Nuke is not a good enough word because even after nukes things still survive. Actually, go look at Chernobyl. Great show, by the way, too. Ian Lynn says, just wanted to say thank you for always calling it as it is, sir. Hey man, that's the whole purpose of this channel, man. That's the whole purpose of this channel. Like I said, I totally understand, people can be angry with what I'm saying right now and everything. Fair enough. I've been there myself, obviously, as well, and I don't take it personally. Yeah, I really do not take it personally. So, it is what it is. But these are markets right here, and this is a very fucking brutal one. This is a very, very difficult one. And if you are not a professional trader, if you're not, if you're not confident, there's no dishonor in not trading this right now. You can wait for a very obvious signal if you want to punt one of those long-term longs. I don't think that this is the time right now. As long as this one isn't in a downtrend, even on the short-term timeframes, there's just not. I think that this is just a really. I'm going to use a terminology here that is going to imply something bad, but just hear me out. It's a very rookie mistake. You don't need to do that. Okay, cool. Pablo South says. Please look at coin hourly. You mean Coinbase? Yeah, I got it right here, actually, I think. There we go. Hourly, daily. Yeah, Coinbase definitely getting shellacked too. Devastating on the daily. This is your failed throwback attempt right here too. By the way, I'm very grateful for the insight from yesterday of risk management, planning for entering and exiting positions. Yes. That's one of the things. It's like, look, if you don't have a fucking plan in that sense, like in the most basic of basic senses, you can't fucking trade and expect to be long-term successful. You just can't. And that's kind of the video that I'm going to be releasing tonight. Because I just think it's fun. I just think it's good to reiterate it. I've actually done like kind of several videos on that, talking about that topic. But every time that I talk about it, I kind of come around it from a different angle. So perhaps it hits in a different way. It was just such a big lesson for myself when I was first learning trading that I think it's really important to share, just because you don't need to fucking get wrecked in the same way that I did when I first began. 4 hour shitty as fuck. Hourly equally shitty as fuck. I'd be looking for this one to come back down to lows 212. Kathy Woods is yet to be seen, and there is nothing good about this chart in any way, shape, or form. Even the 4 hour just had hidden bearish divergence. Once again, I really don't like this. And where's your last lower high? Well, similar to Bitcoin at around 41.5 on a 4 hour, it'd be about 237. As long as you're below there, it's just all risk. It's all fucking risk to the upside. All fucking risk. Yeah, of course you can play bounces and everything. That's fair enough. But understand that a bounce is not the same thing as like a long-term trade, obviously. And because Bitcoin has such massive ranges, I imagine this one probably is rather volatile as well, and probably a little opportunity for the traders out there. But is this thing showing any signs of bottoming right now? No, not even close, not even remotely right now. Hey, thank you for that, chiropractor. No message though. What? No message? No message? Oh, there it is. I see it. Could you check out cards versus wrapped Ether? I think that's the only available chart. Okay. Let's see. Cards versus. Okay. I think this project actually emailed me to shill them. It actually looked kind of cool, or maybe it was like All Stars or something like that. It was like a card trading thing. It was actually kind of a cool idea. I don't do those. I don't do those like shilling things. But I actually thought it was kind of a cool idea. I collected baseball cards when I was a kid. My favorite one was or my most pristine one was a Sandy Koufax card. I paid like $100 when I was like 11, and it was I was collecting money for like fucking year, and I finally got it, and it was like the highlight of my childhood. Anyways, how's card versus wrapped Ether doing? Not good. We do see a long form base at this level right here. Probably does try another bounce from that region, like 31,500-ish region. But a lot of things are turning south on the daily. That could suggest that actually drops out. And if it does drop out, I'd be looking for essentially a major retracement all the way back down to prior accumulation levels from December 2020. That'd be about $21,000, or sorry, not $21,000, but 21,000 Ethers, if that is a denominating currency. Daily TSI turning down freshly in the bearish buy zone. Daily RSI wrecked. I don't like it, man. So at the very least, short term down, I look for another bounce here. Oh, by the way, we do have a death cross on the daily as well, and this is a pretty fucking good one here too. So risky, sir. Alex B says, good price to add more at Cardano. Great stream. Thanks, man. Okay, yeah, we can look at Cardano over here. Let's see what this one's showing right now. Again, one of the more impressive ones to the upside in this last run, but similar to Bitcoin, failed bounce attempt right here. You might even look at this one as a head and shoulders. I know some people would define it as such. I typically don't define this sort of a formation as a head and shoulders. But sort of the interpretation of it is very similar for myself, regardless of the fact. As long as it's below 186, no talks of reversal here. Hidden bearish divergence on the daily, or phantom hidden bearish divergence on the daily is actually printing itself right now, but that's still a long way to go on the daily. So you're asking for where should you add some? Well, the problem with a question like that is I don't really know what your natural proclivities are as either a trader or investor. I don't really know what that means to you. But if you're asking like where I think that I could find some nice lows, if it comes back down to the low side of this prior range here, this prior range being between about 150, where it's pretty much at right now, and all the way down to about $1 even, this is really where I'd start to look at its potential major low. Let's see what the weekly is looking like right here. How is that one holding up? It's actually holding up, all things considered, better than most things right now. I think that does deserve some respect, but tentatively speaking, I'd say low $1. And that's not because it's guaranteed to give you like a fucking low, obviously. It's because it gives you a nice risk management profile. As long as you're above that $1 pivot, which is just this area right here, I look at that as a base area first and foremost. If it starts to break below here, well, then it's time, it's time to take positions off. So, if I am going to be a long-term investor, which I'm guessing you probably are, I am not. But if you are, then the way that I would do it is I want to be as close as possible to the area that would let me know when my investment is more or less unlikely to work out. All right, we're getting a little bit of a bouncy bounce right now. Again, this thing is whippy-washy, so expect bounces. Expect maybe even some impressive bounces here. Hey, not bad right there so far. Let's see if we can take out the last hourly lower high. That'd be nice. That is 37,800 on BitMexico. Another $2,000 to the upside. It's only $2,000 away, but fair enough, man. Maybe it does get a little bit right here. Okay. What's the other one that I wanted to look at? Fuck. Oh, did Eurodollar come down? Come on, Eurodollar, you little piece of shit. Fuck! No, my dollars, my poor sweet dollars. Yeah, everything's getting wrecked today. All right, Earth is flat like an ostrich net, says a little thank you from my stinky linky. Hey man, Matt, massive thank you, my friend, and sounds like you traded it well, so well done there. I actually do want to take a quick look at Link. I'm just curious to see what it's doing here, basing around low $20 region. If it gets another stab at around 20 and a half, actually, I should kind of do like that region, at least for another medium-term time frame bounce. Weekly is nasty right here. So here's a swing failure pattern to the downside. In a dastardly situation, I'd be looking somewhere around about $15.5 to $16. Would at the very least be a very very interesting to myself. Maybe I might even try for some link there, because this is one of the charts that I've really liked over the last few years. And while I've been singing its praises ever since fucking 2018, I've never bought it. But a very very interesting chart long term. Short term, again, it's just not immune from the rest of the market, unfortunately. Where's your last lower high in a 4 hour? $31.5. So it's big ranges here. Again, it can bounce back up all the way to $28.5, $29, and still just be lower highs here. And Bitcoin looks like it's trying to do a bounce right now. Again, keep in mind, Bitcoin can bounce up. It can bounce up all the way to $40,000, and it's still a lower high. So I do think that this is again risky for right now. If this market does want to continue to the downside, I don't necessarily think that it happens right now. I think it probably happens when CME opens on Monday. That would be like your classic move, to be fair. All right, let's see what else we got. Whoa, I think we just missed another one. Oh, cards with an S. Okay, so it's a different one. Okay, sorry, man. Apologies. Okay, so wow, there's card and then cards. All right, cards versus wrap together. All right. Okay. All right. Oh wow. Wow. Holy shit. Very impressive. Very very impressive, man. Very fucking impressive. Extremely impressive. This is by and far away the best chart that we've seen today. No questions asked. As long as this thing's above 0.018, bullish as fuck. Well, versus Ethereum, but Ethereum's getting, red dildoed right now. So I don't know how much that means. Weekly's bullish as fuck. Very good chart. Very good chart, man. This is by and far away the best chart that we've seen today. And maybe even this past week or the past 2 weeks. Very, very interesting chart here. I don't know exactly which time frame you want me to look at. Obviously there can be pullbacks here, but I'd be looking at short-term bases right around here, right around here between this area and this area, and that's about 0.022 to 0.0233 region. If it came back down there, I'd be looking for another bouncy bounce, but this one's very very powerful. Long-term is suggest more up from here. I don't have any targets to give on this one. It's a little bit too young for me to pull any targets out of my bunghole there, but overall, definitely one of the best. Again, this is versus Ethereum though, not versus US dollar. I don't think that we can chart this one versus US dollar, but that could be a completely different story versus US dollar. Okay, we got Mr. Chem Suicide. Don't do it. IMO, the worst thing about crypto right now is that Bitcoin price manipulation wrecks every trade in the space. Do you mean every trader in the space? When will it not be like this? I don't agree with that. So for like actual traders right now, this is heaven right now for actual traders. If you're an investor, if you're, if this is not like your main profession, yes, I understand that this can be absolutely devastating, but you're saying the worst thing about it is that it's wrecking those people. I will give you a bit of a sombering detail right here, and I'm not saying this with a smile on my face. It's just a fucking reality. That's the way that markets work, man. The market right now is shaking out, is shaking out most people, and for the people who are just not familiar with this, and this is maybe something new. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's very respectable to try to learn something new. Obviously, we all go through that at some point. And get rid of this one right here. It's no longer relevant. It's no longer relevant because we're nowhere fucking near around. But yeah, man, when will it not be like this? I think it's going to take some time, man. I think it's going to take some time. When you see a Wyckoff distribution top like this, it's, first, we got to play at the downside. So that could be, that could be like another, maybe like another week or two. And then it's probably going to be about the same amount of time it took on this consolidation at the top for a consolidation on the bottom, around that same time. So that can take, 2 to 3 months. So when will it not be like this? Essentially, I guess when you're asking when could it potentially be safe once again, for the average person to just kind of buy and hold. I don't think it's happening, at least right now, maybe like end of summer, if I had to guess, but that's not technical analysis. I'm not basing that off of much except for just personal opinion. So I would say take that with a grain of salt. I'm wrong about those sorts of shit all the time. That's not like something that I think that I can or anyone can really like relatively do on a consistent basis, because I haven't seen it been able to be done. But what I'd say is look for a long form consolidation. It's not going to V bottom out of here. The V bottom was rejected on the 24th of May, yesterday, Friday. Very abysmal close on Friday. So I'd be looking for this one to drop down into an actual accumulation for a while. And that'd be a good thing long term. The longer that this thing accumulates, just like you saw from 2018 all the way to 2020 over here, this was a 3-year long accumulation. And what happens? Bitcoin just fucking, zoomed to the top 3x off of its prior time high. I mean, that's incredibly impressive. So the longer that it typically accumulates, the longer and longer that the run will actually last. But right now, seeing as we've seen distribution, we need to see another accumulation phase. How about that? All right, sweet. Let's see what else we got, man. Major shout out to Chiropractor, man. That was a very impressive chart. I'm very, very impressed to see something like that. Aaron Gonzalez, appreciate that, man. But have a chat too. Oh, there he is, Mr. 777, our captain, my captain. Hi, Krown. Is there a pattern such as inverted cup and handle? Yes, absolutely, there is. If so, would Ethereum 1 hour Binance be painting one? All right, let's see. Ethereum in 1 hour Binance, would this be painting one? I don't actually like cup and handles in cryptocurrency land, but would this be an inverted cup and handle? Yes, it would be. It would be. Now, there's several things going on right here. It is essentially just a downtrend, and you have a downtrend as long as you're doing what? As long as you're working on lower lows and lower highs. Where's your last lower high in an hourly? Well, that'd be about just below $2,500. I don't think an hourly is the best time frame to be using on this right now, because the higher term time frames are really taking over here. I think at the very lowest, I'd be comfortable using a 4 hour. And where's your last lower high here? It's about 2,900. So this thing can bounce again, and it can bounce all the way up to like $2,700 before another try to the downside on continuation. But again, it's just another lower high. Until this thing puts in a higher low and a higher high, it's all risk, in my opinion. It's all risk. So to answer your question directly, yes, that is a thing. I don't see it work out too often in cryptocurrency. Would this work out as one? Actually, this would. Here's your cup. Here's your handle right here. I mean, it would actually be textbook for that, but I don't like those formations in cryptocurrency. In traditional land, they seem to work okay. In forex land, they seem to work actually decently. Decent enough hit rate, at least for me to pay attention to. But in cryptocurrency, I do not see that often enough for me to respect as a trader. The only formation that I really respect in cryptocurrency land is are triangles, and to a lesser extent head and shoulders, but a much lesser extent on head and shoulders. Triangles, I do think, have a good enough hit rate around low 70% in order to like make actual trades off of. Let's see, Timothy. Hey, what's up? What's up, Mr. Olray? How you doing, brother? Krown, please review Krown's hair fire coin on the 4 hour and look for massive bullish divergence. It's ready to go crazy. Hey, man, my hair is actually pretty subdued right now, man. I'm pretty happy about this one. I found a comb for the first time in my life, and I know how to use it, man. I know how to fucking use it. Well, yeah, I didn't, but we won't tell him that. So, bastard, fucking bastard. Okay, I think. Okay. You motherfucker, Tim. Tim's another OG of this cave. Good to see you around, man. And it's really good to see a lot of the OGs around this cave at this time, because this is about the same time that this channel really started. And so I imagine that a lot of you guys are very familiar with a market like this, and it sounds like a lot of people are benefiting from it too. And I think that deserves a lot of respect, and it shows that you've really internalized the lessons from this market over the past 2-3 years, which is invaluable experience. Manuel Espinoza Plus says Litecoin USD, Binance short term. Okay. Let's see, where is it? Oh dear, oh my god. Oh, wrecked. Oh my lord. Swing failure pattern right there, and go fuck yourself. Okay, Binance short bounce. Could you be looking at a short-term bounce right here? Yeah, it's very similar to Ethereum, very similar to Bitcoin. Could we put another failed bounce attempt here? Yeah, very easily could, but anything below $200 is just another lower high. Bless you, sir. Bless you very much. However, momentum oscillators are still angled to the downside here, so I mean, if you're trying to play bounce at these levels, you do so at your own, risk. Obviously, you're obviously not trading with a trend. If you do something like that, hourly TSI down, hourly RSI is bearish overall here. It could very easily bounce up, to be fair, but I'd look for Bitcoin on a bounce. How are you going to know if Bitcoin bounces here? Just look for this last little hourly lower high at about 37.5, I think it is. Hold on, where's my thingy? Yeah, about 37,666. Oh, it's the devil's number. Where's Brother Christensen when you need him, man? We got a fucking possessed cone over here. And then at that point, maybe I look for another another rally up. But remember, lower highs as long as you're below that last 4 hour lower high. So I'd be looking to scalp that away. If I was going to do that. I'm not doing that right now. I'm not looking to scalp this region right here. I actually did have orders in before this stream to try $35,000 scalp for Bitcoin. It actually would have worked out, it looks like, but I don't like doing positions on stream just because, unless it's like really fucking obvious, just because my attention gets bifurcated and then I can't fucking multitask for whatever reason. I think I'm definitely like in some way retarded, and I mean that in the scientific sense, like held back, So there you go. Lee Smith says Trios USD. Okay. No time frame given, no prisoners taken, no quarter given. Let's see, Trios versus Tether. Same shit here, just a more aggressive downtrend. So this one's relatively weak here. Another lower high in the 4 hour, down to about 9.25. Don't like it. Definitely don't like it. Hidden bearish divergence forming on the 4 hour here. This will be confirmed with any sort of a close here or lower in the next 2 hours. See if the 2 hours already done it. It is. It's about to confirm it in about 55 seconds. So if that happens, I'd probably be looking for another drive to the downside, maybe around like $6 or so, and maybe try another short-term bounce there. But I really want to see extremes on BBWP before I look for, like greater bounces on these things. And you can see the 2 hour and 4 hour are just not there right now. Daily actually doesn't have enough history to really give us a good idea on this one. But I do like these wicks in this area. So yeah, I probably would give another chance to bounce there on the short term. But again, I really think that this is the time to be looking for Bitcoin on direction. Keenan Bryan says, just curious, were you trying to buy a house until Dixie got a bounce? No, was I trying to wait to buy a house until Dixie got a bounce? Yes, I was. Because the exchange rate is not very good right now. $90. I mean, it's just doing the dance of death right here. I'll probably have to convert into some more euros, just in case, because this is still not like a confirmed reverse or anything like that. It keeps the hopes alive with the bounce like this coming into next week. Like, you can't call a breakdown off this just yet. So, at least I have a little bit of hope on this one, but yeah, man, it'd be nice to not pay a 20% fucking premium in order to buy something here in Finland. It does add up the more and more that it actually is. Thanks for the great analysis. Huge help trying to map out range targets. No problem, man. No problem. Again, I do understand this is one of those crazier times, and so I'm just trying to share what I got here for better or worse. Again, I'm not fucking perpetrated by any stretch of the imagination, but I've seen shit like this, and many other people in this market have seen shit like this before, and what it's capable of at this point. And I'll just kind of leave it at that, I suppose. Brandon Toy says, can you please turn up the notifications? We can barely hear them. I think they're maybe a little bit... Oh, is that a troll message? How is it even playing right there? Oh, it's playing through my audio. Okay, I can actually turn it down a little bit for you. Okay, so everyone always complains about it. Yeah, man, fair enough. I probably should adjust that. I really need to set up my full computer over here, which I have not done in like the almost a year now that I've had it. But we'll see if that plays a little bit better there. Okay, Pablo South says, all right, sweet. Glad I switched my Peloton positions from puts to calls. Can you look at hourly and daily? Is the massive head and shoulders downward still in play? Okay. Symbol ETON. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so you're saying switch from puts to calls. All right, fair enough. Let's see. So you're playing the bounce right here. You're trying to play the bait and switch on that death cross is what I'm guessing. I do think it probably does give you that, actually. I like the way that the weekly closed. I probably would be looking for next week to trade up to like 111, 112 region. Is the massive head and shoulders still in play on the downside? Okay, so we did have one right here. Yes, I would agree with that. Let's see. What is the measure move off of this? Oh, I already have it. Look, when I get a measure move that's like this fucking far down, I mean, this is a more than 50% move. I don't trust it that much. I'd be looking really for like bottoming behavior somewhere around here, actually, between this area at about 70.5 and 69.5. This is where I'd actually be looking towards. But short term, I'd look for a little bit of upside. Here's the thing though, if you are looking at this as a head and shoulders, you can obviously have a swing failure pattern on this as well, and that would actually make me majorly bullish on it. What's an easier way to kind of judge it on this? Well, I'd be looking at this death cross right here. If you see any sort of a daily move above 104.5 and a close there, that's your signal, and I'd be looking for a big move, see upside after that. At the very least, a short-term big move to like 113.5. But if you see next week open down and take out Friday low, then this probably will play out, because I wouldn't want to see a rejection on a Monday, and I'd be looking for another move back down to current lows of like $80, and maybe you actually do get that move down around here first. So is it still in play? It technically is still in play. Yes, it is rather common to retest your breakdown region on a head and shoulders formation in traditional markets, but this is literally the point of like maximum opportunity right fucking here. So you either got it or you don't, sir. No, that's not too helpful, but like you can probably manage a plan off that, because I know that I know that you know your shit. Seeing as you've been in this market for a long time too. Aaron Gonzalez says, Krown, you helped me buy Bitcoin at 11,900 with money I made from selling my home. Holy shit. Fucking nice one, man. If it hit 0, I'd still be in profit from selling 1/3 of my bag at 50x. Oh, at 50K? Yes. This is so important, man. This is so fucking important, Aaron. This is why you always, even if you're bullish as fuck or bearish as fuck, you take profit on your positions in major profit. You have to. You want to realize some, because then you can hold it in your hands. It's real. You can feel it, and you can actually spend it, and you can make something of it. And then you'll never. And then at the very least, if things do turn down against you, you can at the very least you did make out with a net gain, with a net positive, and that's awesome, man. That's a really fucking mature decision. It was not easy to do at $50,000, but you did it. I know several other people actually did something similar with actually getting out of this market to buy a house, funnily enough, at like 40,000 and 50,000. Again, very mature decisions, not easy to do in the moment, but in hindsight now, it's like extremely professional decision. Very fucking well done, man. Hey, what's up, Hoju42? There he is. I see he's retracted his message, though. Why? How dare you? LaPlot OG here. I see you, brother. I see you, man. Pornflakes. Oh, Mr. Pornflakes, our superhero. Sup, bro, amigo. What's up, man? Just woke up and tuning in, so good morning. Good morning to you as well, man. In case I missed it, could you please explain why 33,600 was such a big level for a bounce yesterday? Okay, so why was 33,600? Because the TA said so. No, at the end of the day, the reason why was because someone decided to buy there. That's the real reason. TA is just trying to figure out what the fuck like bigger accounts are trying to do. The people who actually move this market. But in this case, there actually is a technical reason, or you could come up with a technical reason why Bitcoin did bounce around there. So you see this on the lower term time frames. We do have your obvious backfill. I think this might have even been on a daily too. Yeah, no, it was not on a daily, actually. It's not on a daily. Maybe on a 4 hour. No, not on a 4. Actually, just on the very low term time frames right here. So you see this wick down to this area right here. That's your backfill, and then back up. Now, it's not looking like the best bounce of all time right now. Again, still just lower high on the hourly. But if I were to think of a reason, it'd probably be momentum oscillators were pretty damn beat up right here. I wasn't awake during the time, so I didn't actually see it myself. I think I saw it like right after, because I did set an alarm for this, but I didn't. I just checked my phone. I just wanted to see where things were and where CME closed. I didn't actually want to dive into the fucking charts at 3 a.m. my time. I'm trying to sleep. This week was so fucking tiring, man. Very rewarding, but very fucking tiring at the same time. So if I was to think for it, if a technical reason to be that, probably momentum oscillators were showing something around there too. Yeah, it looks like no, not anything too interesting here at least. Yeah, some of them turning up, it looks like, but, just backfill right there. Realistically, though, when you get moves like that, kind of these pumps out of nowhere, it's just a bigger account kind of putting their foot in the market, probably closing some short positions, it looks like, is what I think. Let's see, Rascal, whoa, where'd you go? There he is. Rascal's 77 says, I would be in trouble right now if not for your teaching. Respect and love you. And Elsa, man, much love to you as well, my friend. Keep teaching men to fish. P.S. Elsa spoons, please. No, do not. No, do not encourage her. Motherfucker, she's all happy right now. She's wearing her little bear outfit too. Oh my god, she's wearing a bear outfit. Holy shit. Hey, come over here and show. No, don't clank and clack it. Just show them your bear outfit. Well, you kind of put it on in the middle of this stream, sir. All right, come play your show your bear. Fuck off. Show them your bear outfit here. Oh, shit's there. She's got like this little pink bear. She's got like this pink bear outfit. It's actually hilarious, and I didn't even really realize it until now. That is great. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, man, it's important to pass that shit on, because it also helps me kind of come into deeper understandings of it too. It's a selfish endeavor with these streams. Like it's selfish altruism. It helps some other people too, but it also helps me, talking about this kind of shit. Kasari, hey, what's up, Kasari? TSCO, so Tesco, I believe, symbol TSCO. Okay, oh no, tractor. All right, I don't know what this is. Well, I guess they have tractors. Toppy, but short term, do we get a bouncy bounce back above maybe 185, 190? Possible. But here's your last lower high. So I would express caution on this one below about 189. Short term, a little bit of a bouncy bounce. Let's see what the lower term time frames say. Yeah, I'm kind of stumped on this one, actually. Lower term time frames are not doing what I would expect them to have done. Okay, weekly is a little bit more telling here. I do think that it will probably bounce a little bit up here, but as long as it fails to get back above 189, just another lower high, my friend, just another lower high. I don't feel that confident on this one though. I'm getting like some pretty conclusive signals on the daily with these hidden bullish divergences. Natural target's going to be about 186.5. The question is, does it actually bust through then and take out this last lower high? If it does that, I'd extend targets to like 192.5. That would be my obvious trade right there. To the downside, and you do have an obvious trade below 180 all the way down to about 173.5. This kind of would be a no trade zone to me right there, to be honest with you. I don't feel too confident with this one, and I want to be very open and honest about that. I don't feel all that confident on this one. This one does have more toppy things in than it does not, however, I will say that. On the whole, so maybe it does get a short-term upside move, like somewhere right around here, and then just another lower high. Hoju42 says, sorry if I missed a previous Bitcoin discussion of Bitcoin dominance. No, you have not. Well, we alluded to it at the beginning of the stream, but we can dive into the actual chart here as well. Bitcoin dominance chart. So yes, we did see a reversal off of our macro area. This is just simply our last major low on this chart. Around our last major low. I think we had this marked off about a month or two ago. We said that this was going to be a big reversal point, and unfortunately, while it didn't necessarily imply direction on versus US dollar, this was a reversal in US dollar, not just Bitcoin dominance here. So I would look for this to trade up for a while now, probably up to like the mid to low 50s. And that's at the point where I probably would be on lower high watch. And if it does put in a lower high around there, I imagine that's probably at the point, coincides with the point where Bitcoin actually does put in a major low and starts to actually move back onto the upside. And this market kind of resumes its long-term trend. So it'd be something like this, right? So here's your areas of interest. You're already at the 236. That's very unlikely to be it, but maybe a short-term pullback from there. Or actually, we already got that. We already got that last week. We already got that right here. So next major area, yeah, it's going to be that 51, 52 region right here. And then I'd say above there, you got 55.5 right here. Those are going to be the big ones. And then 618 is right here. But I'd even say above the 618, I'd be bullish on this once again. So, regardless of the fact, these would be my three major areas of interest. Somewhere around there, I'd start to look for signs of toppy behavior. If that happens, that'd be a pretty good signal that we are going to see a shift in the market once again. But this actually did, in hindsight, get a really fucking good one. When I was first kind of talking about this, it was more or less of an idea. Now I feel pretty damn confident on it because it did just work so fucking well. Let's get rid of this. We don't need that right there. It's just not relevant. Neither is this one either. So yeah, I'd mark these areas off. But this can, this can take a couple months. It can take multiple months. Personally speaking, I think this happens maybe like mid to late summer. You'd start to see something around there. Anyways, but looks like it's coming into resistance. Maybe just short-term resistance. Yeah, the 236 is right here, but I don't think that's anything more than short-term. This is a very strong reversal off the lows. Very, very strong reversal. This is your V bottom off the off the lows as it is right now. This is what I was really hoping Bitcoin was going to do, and we didn't get that. We got a failed bounce attempt. So that's rather telling, I'd say. Would I expect an exaggerated alt bounce? I mean, as you know, alts kind of always act as a more emotional variation of Bitcoin and crypto in general. So whenever they do bounce, yeah, it will be rather exaggerated. But I don't think this is the one that you're looking for here. Maybe a short term at about 46.9. After that, I really look for one of these major macro levels, and that's at the ones where I'd really start to be like, okay, it's time to be paying attention to alt Bitcoin pairings once again. But not on the whole right now. In fact, if we just look at like let's look at like Ethereum Bitcoin pairing. We did get down to it. So we did actually have like a 6 million Satoshi target coming into, I think, like the last couple weeks. And we've hit it right now. I would be looking for a bounce here, yes. But is this going to be like the low? Like the low? Not so confident on that. At the very least, a bounce, yes. You know, a healthy bounce right here is certainly not the question. But is that going to be a reversal back onto the upside? I'm not starting to feel so sure about that. Below 6 million Satoshis, and I'd be looking for this one to have a big down around about 0.5. Okay, cool. Oh dear lord. Cyberpunk says it is real signal. Full sell, guys. Game over. Bitcoin 19,000, Ethereum 1,000, Cardano 50 cents, Doggy 10 cents. Actually, I agree with that. Doggy coin. You know, let's go look at Doggy coin. Whoops, that's .btc. Where's Doggy? Where's my Doggy derp? There it is. There you are, you little doggy dick. Yeah, I do agree with you. Doggy does come down over time to below 10 cents. I mean, here's a real chart of Doggy coin, right? This is. I need no more evidence than looking at this, and I'm sure most people need no more evidence than looking at this fucking chart right here, saying, all right, I got a little bit crazy. It's not looking too good. Yeah, I'd agree on that one. The other ones, maybe, yes. I need to see a few other things happen first and foremost. I can see, $26,000 if $31,000 breaks, but I'd take it one step at a time. I wouldn't necessarily get there just yet to like $19,000. Can it happen? Yes, but one step at a time, my friend. One step at a time, and at least in my experience, that's what I like to do. Okay, cool. Burnt Krem, there he is. He's got the unicorn emoticons. Elsa just found out that there's a unicorn token as well, so she's very happy about that. All right, let's see. What's the time looking like over here? It's about 9:15 in the morning. I think we stay on for a little bit longer. And I gotta get ready. I gotta eat a shit ton of food because I really need to recuperate after this week. This was a very fucking intense week. I mean, very rewarding, but man, this no rest. Very few days without any real sleep. Chiropractor says, are you able to look at cards on CoinGecko against a dollar? I can bring up CoinGecko over here. See, I'll try to bring it up over here first just in case like something goes wrong. Symbol CARDS. Okay, cards. Yes. Okay, here we go. Yep, we can bring it up. All right. Please respond. Can you work? Sir? There it is. All right. $64.50. Again, it was very good versus Ethereum, but versus US dollar, I imagine actually not as bad as a lot of things within this market. I mean, it still actually remains in this long-term uptrend too. Okay, main, I'm guessing, it's US dollar. It's got to be because that's $60 right there. I do think that I could have another move down to about $60 actually, but I would be looking for another try for a bottom there. I still think that Bitcoin sets a tone in this market. So, if you start to see Bitcoin break through, let's call it like $31,000, you're probably gonna get another markdown phase somewhere down around here to like 50 or so, low 50s, and then I'd be looking for another bottoming behavior right there. But this one actually does, act relatively well compared to the rest of this market, and this is very interesting to see. The real question is, does this thing trade against the dollar? Let's see. Oh yeah, it's not gonna be on TradingView, huh? So I'd say that. Now, there are a few concerning things about this. Look, someone turned on the fucking volumizer bot over here. I always look at that as like not the best signal, but it doesn't mean that it can't go up. It's just there's like obvious, bad actors here. Someone quite literally is manipulating this. When you see something like this out of nowhere, it's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. Jordan Chen says, would you recommend trading Tether or inverse perps in the current market structure? So basically, is the question okay, let me see if I understand the question properly. Inverse perps is obviously going to be on margin. USDT is going to be probably spot. Now, I do know that maybe you can trade versus Tether on margin as well, but I would say if you're not confident within this market, probably don't trade at all. Wait for an obvious signal. There is no rush to get into position right now, in my opinion. No rush at all. This is going to take a while. There's going to be bounces. There's going to be a lot of bounces that make you reconsider that. That's their fucking priority, to make you think that you missed the big bounce or you missed the big reversal. Look, this put in a top for about 3 months. Let's see, how long actually was this? February to May. So February, March, April, May. Yeah, 3-4 months. It's not going to bottom out in one fucking day. It's probably gonna take a few months of like sideways boringness. Again, this is a tentative idea right here. I'd be looking for something like this, and then resolution like end of summer or something like that. So that there will be opportunities. Now, if the question is, okay, I'm gonna guess that you are a trader. From coming at it from a perspective as that, and you maybe want to nibble for like a long term or something. You do. I would strongly suggest not doing things on margin. You're going to sleep a lot easier if you don't do things on fucking margin right now. Now I say this it's not even primarily a margin trader. I'm an exclusive margin trader. I don't trade on anything other than margin. I need to be able to short. I need to be able to manage my positions with futures contracts. I need to be able to do all these derivatives. But if that's not you, there's no dishonor in just using straight up spot. And realistically during these times, you want to stay alive. You want to stay alive within this market. And how do you stay alive? You stay alive by not fucking losing money. So protect your capital. That is the main thing right now, and wait for the obvious signal. Again, until we get a hash blue ribbons, until we get a hash buy signal on the, a hash ribbons blue buy signal and anything resembling like an uptrend on a fucking respectful time frame, there's just not even a discussion in my mind of a major reversal. We can talk about levels for potential bounces and everything in areas of interest, but until that happens, I really think it's more risk than you reasonably need to take in a market like this, especially with the potential, for long-term, for long-term outcome here. All right, okay, we'll get to a few more here. The GIF lines up perfectly on the chart. Yeah, I need to fix that as well. I forgot how the fuck I did that in the first place. Maria Maclean says, 3 months, there's no issues like this dump by many issues. We are being played sell. Again, this is Wyckoff top right here. Very classic stuff, very classic structure. Are you being played? Well, you're only playing yourself because you make your own decisions, right? I mean, the market doesn't just go up. It's like reasonable to think after a 3x move to the upside, things can come down after that. So I'd have to respectfully disagree. Jamie Baca says, quick peek at VGT, the ETF. Okay. VGT, Vegeta, Vanguard. All right, let me just take a sip. For what it's worth, this would be your traditional, your traditional bull trap area. Very similar chart to what I saw, I think, on Spire and NAS earlier. In fact, we should look at that. I don't think it's going to be so. However, looking at weekly, I think this one plays in range still. I think it's very likely gets another try back up to 375 or 380ish region. It's still an uptrend on the weekly. Can't hate that. It is still a consolidation at the highs, but with Bitcoin breaking down and this market, more or less playing together with each other on the whole, everything kind of is correlated with each other. You do have to kind of really think of potential breakdown, in all major markets, maybe led by Bitcoin. But looking at this right here, I still look at this as an uptrend, so I do respect that. That is one of my rules. And yes, I do think that next week will trade up. But did you give me a time frame here? It's one of my traditional market hedges. Oh, you did say daily. I think it probably opens up down on Monday, to be honest with you, but does it give you another opportunity at like 360? I would look at that as an opportunity. I play the uptrend until proven otherwise on this one. But I don't know if it's a hedge, man, because basically the same shit as SPY futures, basically the same shit as NASDAQ. Yeah, it's the same shit as NASDAQ right here. Exact fucking same chart, man. That's no hedge to me. Sorry, man. I'd be looking for them to try a little bit of downside to open up the week, but I would look at that as a bounce opportunity, for the week to come. I do think that this one plays in the range a little bit more. This range being right here. Let's try this right here, and to the downside, we just take this last area right here. And I'd be looking for this one to kind of oscillate in this range. Resolution obviously above and below for big trendy moves. But fair enough. I mean, I'm not the first. I'm not going to be the first person ever to short an uptrend. That's one of my rules. It means that I'm never going to get the ultimate high. So that's one of the drawbacks of my personal rules and my personal strategy. But it also keeps you safe in a lot of these markets here too. So fair enough. All right, sweet. All All right. Hey, what's up, Magic Nil? Good to see you, man. If this turns out to be a long-term top, isn't it funny? Everyone was waiting for institutions coming in, and now they're surprised because they didn't have the blow-off top. They like to dispute on you. That's right. They are manipulating, and they are responsible for all of your financial displeasures. It's not your fault. It's not your responsibility. It is they. Who are they? Doesn't matter. They are they, and that is who they are, and you can count on that as always. They are bad. Magic Nil knows the deal, man. Really good friend from a long time, for a while now. I think we met in like what, 2018, 2019, early 2019 maybe. Yeah, man, you've by this point in this market, you've seen a lot. I wouldn't say you've seen everything because every time that you think you've seen it all, you see a few more things, and it's pretty fucking devastating. But let's see if Bitcoin can put another bounce attempt here, and that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. Philson says, Krown, do you think the bull market is over? Okay, so do you think the bull market's over? So first off, let's define bull market. Bull market is, for myself, like a macro uptrend, which I do still think that we are in. I mean, because we quite literally are in a macro uptrend. Problem is, a macro uptrend, because Bitcoin went from fucking 20,000 to 60,000 with almost no pullbacks, can come with a 50% downside move, and it's like, do we still have higher lows? Yeah. As a long-term trend to the upside? Yeah. So it's kind of like a bad turn of phrase because it can give people the wrong idea. But I think someone yesterday asked me a really good question in the Discord. They asked me, Krown, what's your level on Bitcoin where you just say, fuck it, this is done, this is over for a long time, or this is over for, I think this is already over for a few months here at least. But like, fuck it, this is done. It's not coming back. It's time to look for like long-term bear market. I mean, your obvious level is going to be $20,000. Personally speaking, taking out the last weekly higher low right here would traditionally in Bitcoin parlance, in Bitcoin's history, always be a long-term reversal. And long-term reversal would come with targets actually to that $19,000 region, as someone said earlier. So I do think it's possible. Yes, you always have to entertain the possibilities, but you have to come up with hard and fast areas for that. So a weekly closure on new lows, and then I'd be looking for, and I'd probably short the next like weakness on a weekly rally with conviction in that point. And yeah, it'd be pretty fucking nasty, man. And probably, I mean, at that point, maybe the market really is done. Maybe it all was a fucking Ponzi. Possible. It was actually really interesting, man. I listened to someone who I really respect yesterday talk about Bitcoin, Nassim Taleb. I think as a thinker, as a philosopher, genius, really amazing content, really insightful. As a person, he's fucking insufferable. Jesus Christ, man, it's like how do you live with yourself? But as a thinker, deserves a lot of respect. Really great. Anyways, he was on CNN or CNBC, whatever the fuck it was, and he was giving his opinion as to why Bitcoin is like an open Ponzi scheme, and it was so fucking telling to me, his response. Because I've been trying to figure out why he doesn't like Bitcoin, because he came out about a month or two ago saying this is a failed project and Bitcoin's bad. Okay, Bitcoin's bad. Okay, and he said that it's a cryptocurrency, it shouldn't have volatility. Like no, this is a crypto asset. That's how it's defined by the RS, very fucking specifically, by the way. It's called a crypto asset, and it acts kind of more or less as an asset as well. His another big critique of his was I think also he has just a massive ego. So he was talking about why people have his ideas wrong, and he's obviously right about that. So a lot of people have been saying that Bitcoin is anti-fragile. Bitcoin is not anti-fragile. Anti-fragile is when something actually benefits from a black swan. Bitcoin has not benefited from a black swan. When we had our last black swan event in March 2020, Bitcoin dumped alongside everything else in this world. So was it a good hedge? No, you would have lost Bitcoin, you would have lost gold, or actually I don't remember if gold went down, but I assume it probably did. You would have lost in the stock market obviously as well. Everything fucking crashed. So kind of looping back on it, it was very interesting to like hear the interviewer continually say like, okay, I understand that you don't like it as a currency, but a lot of people think of this as an asset, and he wouldn't even entertain the possibility. And he did bring up a good point, to be fair. He said something along the lines of, look, I've read the white paper. The original white paper states that this is a peer-to-peer electronic cash payment system. Fair enough. That's a good point, actually, if it was designed as such, but that's not how it's being defined in this world. If, you know, the way that the government defines it in the US and the IRS, they define it as an asset. That's why you get taxed on your transactions in this, asset. It's a fucking asset. It's the same way that you look at like a house, I guess. A currency, obviously, you do not get taxed on. And that's what I've been saying for a long time. Bitcoin, whether you like it or not, is an asset. It's not a fucking payment system. It wouldn't be very good as a payment system also. I mean, you don't use a deflationary asset as a payment system. You need an inflationary currency as a payment system. That's the whole goddamn point. Like, people don't understand the way that taxes work and why things are the way they are. And so they over respond, or they overreact, or they misinterpret this sort of idea about cash inflating and whatnot. You actually want an inflationary cash, because the reason why is because you want to be able to manipulate the value of cash during, well, times like we just had, so that the economy can kind of, you know, keep on rolling along. And then your assets, you want to kind of take over. The richest of the rich people understand this, and I didn't learn this until until like my late 20s, early 30s. And it completely blew my mind, because I never even been exposed to these ideas before. But the way that the richest people think about things is they think about going from asset to asset. They do not go from asset to fiat as often as you probably think they do, because it's just not advantageous. The reason why is because the way that the tax laws are set up is that you get a lot of advantageous tax laws for basically holding assets that appreciate, especially, you know, like a house, for example. That's why real estate is so popular in the US. You know, I think Vladimir Putin had a really interesting comment on the US economy, by the way. He said something along the lines of like, I don't understand the US economy. It just seems like everyone sells houses to each other. It's like, actually, yes. And it's not because that's like good or bad. It's just because it's the way that it's set up. So that is the way that the current narrative is set up. If you truly want Bitcoin to act as like a day-to-day payment system, I think that you're really on the wrong side of history there, because that is going to come with some like really fucking awful times when you're not able to manipulate the value of that currency when you need it to. And guess what? You do need to do that in times like that. In times like that, I know that people can push back on that statement, yes, but look, the world is never going to go back to a gold standard. The world is probably never going to go to a Bitcoin standard. It will probably look at Bitcoin as a treasury asset. And I'd say this past week, something very, very important happened with the IRS in relationship to Bitcoin. It said something along the lines of like, you're expected to pay taxes on this, which you are, and it basically laid out more and more framework for it in the future, where you have to report like any transaction over $10,000. Yes, it's fucking annoying. Yes, I think it's, I would rather not have to do that. Obviously, fucking obviously, but that is the rule. So if you want to play within the rules, you can also understand that sort of a statement as the IRS, which has put this rule in place starting, I believe, 2023, that is. They are actually preparing for this to become, you know, more and more relevant. And they even said in their fucking statement, they said the crypto fucking asset class is likely to grow more and more over the next 10 to 20 years, like significantly more. And so this is why we are implementing these rules now. So that's actually saying that the world is preparing to incorporate Bitcoin into the traditional financial system. It's just not the way that most people think, because they're no offense, they're just fucking they don't understand these things. They haven't done the research. I'm not saying that it's good or bad. It's just this is the way that it is right now. So you either play the game as it's laid out and you get rewarded for that, or you don't, and you can claim that you're right, but at the end of the day, do you want to be right or do you want to make fucking money? It's a very, very interesting thing. So I wanted to get that out there. I think Michael Saylor speaks really, really eloquently about this as well, much more than myself, because I'm just a dumb person, like still learning about this kind of shit. But I would strongly suggest learning about this yourself, because this is actually how the ultra rich do things. They do not like hold a shit ton of cash. They hold assets. They hold assets that appreciate and have yield, essentially. And Bitcoin, I think, is probably going to be a treasury asset in the future. I think that the world is really preparing for that. That's what that IRS statement basically got out earlier this week. And I think that's actually a really good thing long term. It's like hashtag this is bullish. Yes, I know that sounds ridiculous, obviously, but at the same time, they're not going through the rigmarole and the pain of creating these rules if they didn't actually believe that it was relevant for the future. So I'd really, really strongly suggest that you consider looking into that. If you disagree with what I said there, it's completely fine if you disagree with what I said. It's just, understand why things are the way that they are. And perhaps you'll start to see, perhaps the path forward. CIA and NASA created Bitcoin, maybe. I'm convinced. I'm in. I'm fucking in, man. So yeah, keep that in mind, because these are really, really important things to understand. Because if you are holding obviously cash, then yes, when things inflate, you do lose your value by definition. But that's not the way that our economy is set up. You got to understand that. You have to understand that if you want to survive this economy and thrive from it. Flat Earth, says Ronaldo J Rios. I can believe in some flat Earth. I haven't seen any rad shit around here. Sooner or later, we're going to find out the origins of Bitcoin. Minds will be blown. Probably. I don't really care who created it. Hey, what's up, JJ? Good to see you, man. Oh, holy shit, man. It's good to see your face in here. JJ says, Elon Musk created Bitcoin. Maybe. Probably not, though. But what I think is probably going to happen, is you're probably going to see like the US dollar, or maybe the Chinese currency. I don't know what it's called. The yuan, is that right? Or maybe the euro. One of those three is going to be like the fiat currency of the world. And that'll be on the blockchain probably as well. And then you'll have your crypto assets. And that's probably the way the thing's going to work in this digital age as we kind of advance into that. Toby1 Hexobi says, Hex has done great in the downturn. Curious of your take on the chart. All right, let's check it out. Bearing in mind, Pulse Chain is just around the corner. What is Pulse Chain? I keep on hearing about Pulse Chain, and when does it come around the corner? Am I playing into like some sort of a marketing play? I'm actually curious because I keep on hearing about this shit. Okay, Hex derp. Let's see. Wow. Oh my fucking god. Hex is the best chart in cryptocurrency. All right, I quit. Hex is the best one. Look, I'm not talking about the underlying technology, but wow. Fucking wow, man. Fucking wow. Let's see what the HitBTC chart says. Fucking wow. It says fucking wow. This thing's going higher. Let's see, what does the daily say? It's trending. Remains in an uptrend as long as you're above where? As long as you're above here, 4 cents. I respect it. Below 4 cents, I look for a move down to 3 cents. But as long as that condition's not met, don't fucking kill me. But this is the best chart in cryptocurrency land that we've seen. Better than that cards thing, because even versus US dollar, that thing was not doing too hot. I can't believe this. This is so impressive. Again, no comment on the underlying technology. I don't know anything about it, but I'll just say this right now. This is by and far away the best chart. X is amazing. Yes, says Somos Uno. Fair enough. It's hard. I don't have anything bad to say about this chart. I mean, even Polygon isn't doing something like this. So fair enough. Can I buy some more coins now? Please, anyone suggest? You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. But you know my opinion if you've been listening to the stream here. There's about 20 to 30 minutes of that right at the beginning. Let's see. I'll try to look for Toby1 Hexobi says, how much of Elon's heat is based on being bitter that he got out of PayPal? I don't know. Who knows, man? Who knows? I really don't like talking downwards towards Elon though. I think it's just misplaced anger, to be honest. Hey, what's up, Jev? Thanks for the stream. Merrily life is but a dream. My fucking man. Love you too, sir. Much love, my friend. Is $1 equals 1 tether. Targeting 1 Bitcoin. Maybe. It's too good to be true. Hex is a scam, says Darkheart. Yep, I mean, it could be, but hey, this chart, if you're looking for a hedge, well... well, hey, man. Again, you can't fucking hate me for saying this. There is nothing bad about this chart as it is. I can't believe that. I can't fucking believe that. Hex versus Bitcoin. That must be going to the moon and beyond. We can check that out. Oh, we can check that out on HitBTC. Wow, this one's going up big time. Big time. 159,000 satoshis weekly. Oh my god, it's a weekly breakout. Oh my fucking god, it's a weekly breakout. No fucking way. Powerful Hex. Powerful Hex. JJ says, if Hex is a scam, that literally makes every market a scam. I mean... Fair enough, man. Yeah, Elon's cool. Yeah, I mean, Elon's trying to do some things, so fair enough. Leave Elon alone, man. He's not responsible for your decisions in life. Bitcoin prediction now. Can I buy or sell? Sir, there's about 30 minutes of that at the very beginning of the stream. You can scroll back to that for a much more in-depth idea of that. If you just literally ask buy or sell, you're gonna get a terrible fucking answer, man. I gotta pick on you for a second here. Look, man, I have no idea what the fuck you're trying to do. I don't know if you're trying to scalp this off in the next 5 minutes. I don't know if you're trying to hold this for the next 10 years. I don't fucking know, man. How the hell could I give you a good idea with just a quite literal statement? Buy or sell? Sir, you're so fucked. I'm sorry. You're so fucked, man. You're so fucked. I say that with respect, but you are very fucked, sir. Is Tone Vase still all in on Hex? I don't know. I don't know, man. I haven't kept up with Tone Vase in a while. Is he still doing a thing? Toby Wan says, thanks, man. Pulse is a pending fork of Ethereum, and it's bringing over copies of all ERC20 tokens. Oh, so does that mean if you hold Ethereum, then you get paid out in Hex? All right, fair enough. Cool. Cool, I guess. I don't know. Hey, what's up, Liz in Seattle? All right, I think we'll end on this one because I am... Ooh, it's almost binge eating time for myself. Okay, Solve is up 182%. 182%. All right, Solve USD. Is this going to overtake Hex for the best chart in this game here? Let's check it out. Wow. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck is this, Liz? It's technically not better than Hex, to be fair, because Hex has been in an uptrend for a while, but this is gonna move too. What the fuck this thing is, girl? I almost said man, but you're not a man, you're a girl, or at least I'm guessing based off your name. Then again, you live in Seattle, and they're very woke over there, so you never know. 41.5 cent base. I'd be looking for this one to trade up from here. I don't have targets on something like this. This could just be a pump and dump, honestly. I mean, most of these things are fucking pump and dumps anyways. All right, fellas, it's been an absolute pleasure. I am hungry as hell. I'm hungry as hell. Tone Vase is selling oils now. Don't forget to subscribe to all my affiliate links as well. I got fucking 20 of them. Fair enough. So yeah, wrapping up my thoughts on Bitcoin, I'd strongly suggest just checking out the first 30 minutes of this video because there's a lot in there. Bitcoin's going to bounce around here, but keep in mind, as long as Bitcoin's below this last $41,500 lower high, it is still just a downtrend. I really dislike the way that CME is closed on Friday, but that does not mean that it's going to continue over the weekend, so it doesn't trade over the fucking weekend. Probably even pops back up to like 37 to open up, and then I'd be looking for a little bit of sell pressure there if this one does want to continue down overall. Again, lower term timeframes. If I'm looking at the hourly right here, if we do take out this last hourly lower high at 37,700, it looks like I would be looking for another move back up to the deeper 30s, like 39.5, maybe even $40,000. But again, big point of this whole stream. You got all timeframes in a downtrend right now, even down to an hourly. If I do like basing things off the 4 hour here, it just seems to work rather well for Bitcoin. I'd be saying 41,500 is my point for changing around some opinions on this one. The things that I'm looking for to call a major low have still not printed just yet. We do see daily hash ribbon signal is actually divergent here. I want to see a blue buy signal there. I want to see at the very least an uptrend on a 4 hour. That means a higher high and a higher low. Yes, that means I'm not going to call it the ultimate low, but until that happens, I'm just not looking for a bottom right now. And yes, there are several signs that we're very close here. I think it's it's either where we're at right now or 31,000 or about 26,000 bucks. One of those areas I'd be looking for low bottoming behavior, and then I want to see all of the conditions that we laid out earlier for a concerted reversal and looking for big moves to the upside. Until that happens, this is a very risky market. This is pressure on, and I would express extreme caution right now in general, unless you're just trading ranges, of which that's myself, and I love it right now, and as I'm sure a lot of other people do as well. Anyways, I want to sign off now. I want to wish everyone well, take care, and until next